Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Bastard Review. This time around I'm looking at ECW's Living Dangerously 2000. This event took place on March 12, 2000 in the O'Neill Center in Danbury, Connecticut. We start off the night with the Sinister Minister Jim Mitchell cutting a really good promo about the 7 deadly sins and the wrestlers who commit them. Then we open up the show as always with Joey Styles and Joel Gertner in the ring. Joel cuts a nice little poem, I guess you could call it. And then Cyrus comes down, plays the heel, and beats the crap out of Joel. After that, we get a really unnecessary promo where Steve Corino and Jack Victory make fun of Sandman's wife and kids. They pull her into the ring, and then Sandman comes down and they attack him. Then Rhino comes down and gores Sandman's wife into a table in the corner. The first match of the night is Steve Corino taking on Dusty Rhodes in a bull rope match. Now, if there's a story behind this match, I have no clue, because there's no promotional video, and Joey doesn't really tell us what's going on. But guess what? This match had a lot of cowbell, and it had a lot of blood too. But that doesn't mean it made sense. I have to imagine this is a one-off appearance by Dusty Rhodes. I don't remember him ever being in ECW, so he probably didn't stay very long. Even as bull rope matches go, this was really boring. I don't know if it's that Corino and Rhodes just have no chemistry or they just didn't have enough build up to this match. It just felt like a complete waste of time. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. After that, the New Dangerous Alliance, C.W. Anderson and Bill Wiles take on Danny Doring and Roadkill. This was an average by-the-numbers tag team match that offered little to nothing in terms of excitement or drama. The ending had an okay swerve, but outside of C.W. Anderson, I don't really have an interest in any of these people. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. After that, there's this whole convoluted promo with Simon Diamond and Kid Cash, and then Mike Awesome gets involved, and it culminates into a match between Cash and Awesome, and if it's for the ECW World Heavyweight title, your guess is as good as mine because they never officially announce it. Just another horrible match. I don't buy Kid Cash as a number 1 contender. And if the title match was just made on the fly, it's stupid. I didn't like it. It was a waste of time, and thankfully it was very short. I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. Post-match, Jazz comes down to look after Cash and gets attacked by Simon Diamond and 2 members from FMW, Gedo and Jado. And I hope I said those names correctly. So they're beating up on Jazz for a couple seconds, and then Chris Chetty and Nova come out, and they have a match between the 2 FMW wrestlers. This is barely a step up from the previous tag team match on this card. It's just between 4 men that I really don't care about. None of them have a feud going on. This is a one-off appearance for both FMW wrestlers. I could understand if this was a showcase between the 2 Japanese wrestlers going up against each other, because they do have some history in FMW, but to put them against an established tag team in ECW, especially since neither team have any history with each other, just seems like a waste of airtime. Just another average match that brings nothing to the table. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Up next, we have Super Crazy taking on Little Guido in a semi-final match to determine the television champion. I gotta say, after an hour of crap and mediocre wrestling, it's nice to see a decent match between 2 men that are competent in the ring. It's pretty quick and no nonsense because the winner has to go on to face Rhino in the finals. Super Crazy does his common springboard plancha into the first row. But Little Guido does a nice little spot where he stands on Sally Graciano's shoulders and then goes to do an elbow drop onto Super Crazy, who's on a table. But Crazy moves out of the way and he goes through the table by himself. Nice little spot, not bad of a semifinals match. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. After that, Balls Mahoney takes on another FMW roster member, Kentaro Karamura. I really hope I said that name right. For a 2-minute match, this was okay, I guess. Kanemaru does a decent top rope senton, and Balls does a decent frog splash. And other than that, it's pretty abysmal. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. Balls gets attacked by the Baldies after the match, and then New Jack comes out and attacks Vic Rhymes, and they have a crappy match that I imagine ends prematurely. Seriously, whoever thought the scaffolding spot was a good idea needs to be kicked in the face. This was an awful match, and Paul should be ashamed of himself for booking it. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. Up next, Mike Awesome and Raven defend their ECW World Tag Team titles in a 3-way dance between Tommy Dreamer, Masato Tanaka, and Just Incredible and Lance Storm. The thing that I don't like about 3-way dances when the titles are on the line is that more often than not, Paul tries to create excitement by having the champions lose and then having the 2 remaining teams go at it. It's okay when it happens once in a while, but it happens way too frequently in ECW. I also don't think that having your World Heavyweight Champion pinned was a very good idea. To me, this was a very average 3-way dance. There's really nothing that stands out as an oh my god moment other than having new champions. And what sucks is that the Impact player's 3rd title reign doesn't last very long, because in a month Lance leaves for WCW. A good wrestling match, but a pretty lackluster title match. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. Finally, we come to our main event. Rhino and Super Crazy go at it for the ECW World Television title. Rhino made it to the finals due to Sandman not being there to have their match. He was at the hospital with his wife, therefore he forfeits. I'm of 2 minds about this match. On one hand, I want to say it was vastly overbooked. There was too much going on in this match. On the other hand, all of it ties together. The people who come out to interfere in this match, it actually makes sense why they're out there. And they really just make the match a little more memorable. At the end of the day, though, I think it's more about Rhino versus Sandman than it is about Rhino versus Super Crazy. And that kind of takes away from the importance of this title match. It just feels like there's too much going on here. You've got Super Crazy Rhino, you've got Rhino and Sandman, you've got RVD and the Network, Tajiri and Super Crazy, Tajiri part of the Network, Cyrus down in there, Steve Corino and Jack Victor who were with Rhino but are who are also part of the Network. It's too much. There's too much going on. And I really think the match suffers because of it. The one move that stands out as my favorite in this, Rhino starts for a powerbomb, but Super Crazy counters it into a DDT. I just like the way it looked. It looked like it flowed really nice. I'm more than happy with the ending, but the path they chose to get to that destination isn't the path that I would have chosen. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. Overall, ECW's Living Dangerously 2000 is average. Even hardcore ECW compilists will question whether they want this in their library. If you're just a casual wrestling fan, maybe check out the World Television title and see what you think of it. The rest of this card just isn't worth your time, and I'm kind of upset I've wasted an afternoon watching it. I do it for you, my adoring public. I'm going to be charitable and give this a 5 out of 10. Thank you for listening. Please tune in again to another Bastard Review when I review another wrestling DVD in my collection or anything else that crosses my path.